Hi, Deepa.
Hi,
Yeah,
Arul.
hi. So maybe you can introduce briefly, but let me give the context. So I met Deepa about a year before when I was giving a short session on the Deepa body work in a TA conference, in a hotel, in a AC room, and I was just showing the Deepa body work. She's one among the people who just uh, like a fish to water. She just jumped into it. Deepa came to one of so I do these deeper body work retreats, which we are now calling it integral sadhana. It's the body's turn now. So she came for the first, and then again, she just came about 10 days before for the recent retreat. We do it typically from a Thursday morning to a Sunday afternoon. So, in the beginning, I've just allowed people to know what the retreat is, and people just came in. But now I think it's time that there are several people who have been doing it and they are moving into this work, some coming from very diverse backgrounds. So, I think this is the beginning of a few recordings I'll be making. Deepa is our first. Incidentally, it's her birthday. We wish her happy birthday as well.
Thank
So
you.
the context is very fluid. We'll go for a short time, maybe 20 minutes or so. I like Deepa to just introduce herself and then what is or was her experience into this retreat, into this deeper body work. Here and there, I'll ask just a couple of questions and I'll leave her to uh, connect to the potential people who want to get into this work. One clarification, which I'm saying it ahead, I've requested Deepa to keep her personal experiences confidential because that's part of the sadhana and growing, and to share the overall experience that she had about the retreat. Over to you, Deepa.
Thank you so much, Arul, for your birthday wishes. Um, I'm also very glad to be the one among the first to be doing this for you. Thank you for reaching out to me. To be very frank, I didn't know what to bring here, and I will keep it as simple as possible because sometimes it can be complicated also. This kind of work can be complicated, so I'll keep it as simple as possible. Before I can go on with that, a little bit about myself. I'm a psychotherapist. I do work with my clients around um, daily struggles. It could be anything to do with transitions, as simple as, oh, I am starting a new project this coming week and I'm quite anxious about it. So daily stressors, like what could my day look like, or it could be as simple as, yeah, just as transitions, how do I move into another part of my life? What does that bring to me? A lot of other clients come with body anxiety, body shame itself is a big part of my work with my clients. A lot of neurodivergent people come to me for work with rejection sensitivity and a lot of other things that are really in their bodies. Yeah, so I'm also a somatic therapist. That means I help people build a little bit of resilience to some of these difficulties, what those difficulties put them through daily. Yeah, so they build some amount of resilience to them, to their daily activities and stuff like that. Um, yeah, that's a little bit about me, what I do, Arul. And it was actually wonderful to spot you at the conference. In hindsight, actually, having done the workshop with you in the conference, I didn't know it was so simple, because at that point I wasn't new to meditation, or I wasn't new to really sitting with myself and difficulties. Yeah, a lot of my clients also came with the same sort of issues. I'm not able to sit with myself. What do I do? I don't know how to take care of myself. These were the things that I also had just before coming to your workshop at the conference. And one of my biggest problems was the play of the mind and the thoughts while I sit for meditation. Yeah, now I know deeper body work as a different kind of sadhana. But before that, it was all about just being able to sit consistently every day, even if it is for just 5 minutes. I couldn't make time for that for even 5 minutes before that. So the biggest problem were the thoughts and the constant critical conditioning that I cannot sit with myself for 5 minutes. So it kind of used to the critical voice was constantly telling me, no, you can't do this. So even to sit for meditation was a big deal for me. I mean, I really couldn't sit through it. So the first time I sat at the workshop for that long, I mean, I can't believe it was for 1.5 hours, then a break, and then another 1.5 hours because it flew by. And it was quite effortless to do it along with you also. So that's what I noticed that it's it's not it's not to really fight with the thoughts, but to really work with the thoughts, to go through the thoughts. And I think that's where I felt some sort of a breakthrough for myself to be able to see that, okay, I am capable of sitting for meditation, or I'm capable of having a sadhana, something that could help me in the long run. Yeah, so that's what I noticed through your work. And I'm so glad that you introduced that to me, Arul. Yeah, because I think I see myself very differently because of that. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Perfect, Deepa. I think
Mm,
one of the things about the kind of work that we do is it seems so simple.
yeah.
It's actually not a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's extraordinarily simple and direct, so subtle. But over the years, we've been testing it out with I think from age 10 onwards. So typically
Mm,
your sixth standard students onwards to up until adults. Even we have had the good fortune of people at a very prime age, in the last
mm,
few months, so to say, learning this, taking this, and what access
yeah.
actually has happened within them. So yeah,
Mm,
it is so simple.
mm,
So you've spoken about how it helps in the thought itself,
yeah.
and I think that's the beginning. And if one continues, it gives a much greater capacity of quietness and opening to the new that comes in. Can you also share your perspective? Because you also come from a somatic work background, and I think, in my
Yeah.
view, there are only a few somatic work systems that truly exist in the world, which can actually. So there can be a lot of inner transformation work that can be done. So you can do it in the mind, you can do it in the emotion, you can do it energetically. There are quite a bit. But we firmly believe that for the change to become true, permanent, and embodied, the body has to be touched. And that's why we are calling this the deeper body work. You already come from a somatic training and background. So, one of the things we help people to become clear is you can, access the body from the mind. It's not that effective, or you may just do it energetically, but we help people to sensorially move into the body and then
Yeah.
do the practices from there. So can you share your experiences, your insights on that?
Yeah. So as a somatic therapist, my training lies in working through the nervous system, which is also very sensorial, Arul. It is a lot with moving or understanding what is this behavior doing to my emotions and how am I sensing these emotions in my body. It could be anywhere in the body, right? So to really bring in some amount of awareness to the senses. It could be through a thought, it could be through a visual. I can feel it, I can see it at the back of my mind or the back of my eyes. I can smell it, I can feel it, or something through the skin. I can feel a change in the warmth of my body, or my body suddenly becoming cold. Because of that, I'm suddenly very aware of my feet, something like that. Yeah. So not something like that, actually like that. To be very aware of what is this behavior doing to me, and how is it affecting me, and how do I show up because of that, to not just myself, to my relationships, to the most important relationships, and in systematic groups and other places. So how is the environment affecting me, and how am I affecting the environment in change? So it's a very sensorial exploration. And when I explored the world of senses or the world of somatic work, I felt safe in my body for the first time. And this was not long ago. It was just 3 years ago, and I'm 43 right now. And so late in my life did I realize, okay, I can actually feel in my anxiety that I can actually feel safe in my body. Yeah, that was taught to me through somatic work and to understand senses that, oh, this is what happens to me. And now that I know this, I can be with this for the next 2 minutes or 3 minutes and the wave passes, right? So that's how I've understood somatic work as from the psychotherapist angle. Um, I will come to the what remained for me a little later. But when I came to you, Arul, what you introduced to me was, now that I have awareness with my body, what do I do with it going forward? So there was some sort of a structure for me to say that, okay, now that I do know this, I can have a goal, and with this goal, my body can feel a little more in control. Yeah. To be putting a little more structure to it. I have this kind of an experience in my body. Now, what do I do so that I can bring in a lot more life in my body? And I'm not stuck in the survival mode anymore. I can start thriving. So what happened there was some amount of very it's a very words actually fall short when I have to explain this experience, because actually it doesn't feel good enough. The words, they're so limited. But for the lack of a better word, I actually felt my body softening. It is it's a very it's a very weird feeling, because I don't think anybody explains it also. Nobody has taught me that this is how you feel. Once you allow your body to feel it, once you allow your body to some, okay, loss of rigidity, don't have to have so many boundaries around you. You can allow the world to affect you and let the world see how you affect it. Yeah. So some amount of softness came into my body, Arul. And I think that is where also I felt that this is actually somatic work. Yeah, because it goes deeper into each cell, to be very frank. It goes into the cell, and you can, if you work long enough with the senses, then you can also feel like, okay, there is some amount of softening happening here. And because of this, my thoughts also are becoming a lot more softer in a way that there is no, this should be like this, but I can be like this. I can have a different thought. I can choose from this or this. So there is a flexibility in the way, you start thinking about yourself, your place in the world and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'm making sense greatly, but it's bringing in a lot more softness in my mind to my thoughts. And so I think there's also a cascading effect onto the behavior. There's not more, there's a there's a inclination for, doing things slowly, because I'm allowing myself to experience a lot more that I deserve.
Yeah, this is very beautiful, Deepa. So let me take a couple of minutes to add to just what you shared so that the person who's hearing is able to sink into it. See, the normal human experience is there's a lot of shrinking with fear, stress,
Yeah.
rigidity, or coping up with the world. You have to maintain boundaries. So there's a lot of, cringing that happens, which affects the body and then subsequently affects almost everything, the thoughts and the emotions and all of that stuff. So I think you've described it in a very simple and a beautiful way. So through the sensations, you're able to slip into the body itself, the body itself, and there's a process that we do, obviously, and through that sadhana or inner practices, what you're experiencing is the body, the inner part of the body actually, which is going through that shrinking or stress. actually softens.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very profound experience, and that just happens, by doing the practices in our retreats, so to say. And that's why we are doing the retreats for people to come together. That softening that happens results in a multiple things. It first of all results in a letting go, which means the body is releasing its stresses, stored memories, etc. And that softening also makes it receptive. It just tunes in to something more suppler and higher so that the body itself can become a source,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
something people have in thought through very carefully. But so we run around everywhere, we run around to fantastic music to soften us. It works. We run around here or there. But ultimately, the body, the softened body, as you're rightly pointing, has certain qualities that builds in it, and thus the body itself becomes the source. And that's exactly the work that we do. So anything you want to take it further on that, Deepa?
Yeah, the word here is receiving, Arul. Yeah, softening and to be able to receive. One of the examples that I think my husband told this a few years ago. Yeah, you can. It's a very easy analogy. I think a lot of us can relate to. A lot of us want a lot more wealth, isn't it, in the form of money, right? Do we have the right kind of mindset to be able to handle that money, right? In the form of um, uh, financial, knowledge about, okay, now I have this much money, what do I do with it? Yeah, to be able to receive that and be able to use it in a way that can be of help for the future, right? Otherwise, the money was going to be rotting and it is not going to be working for you. So the same way, to be able to receive love, when you're seeking love, to be able to receive love, you need to have an environment conducive enough for that love to come and settle in and work its magic. So the word here, I think what you spoke of was softening, and also to be able to receive and keep it and use it and thrive with it. Yeah.
Like that's exactly what we do, to put it simply, at the body level itself, with the
Yeah.
softening body and that quality of receptivity. At the inner body level, can we receive love? Can we receive
Yeah.
joy? Can we
Yeah.
receive light? And that kind of, is the conducive atmosphere that's actually coming from within. Many a
Yeah.
time we have all heard this, it comes from within, it comes from within, the source lies
Correct.
within. We have heard it. Now, there is obviously the depth of the heart where you have your soulfulness center. That is there. But the body itself, the entire cells of the body, as you're rightly saying, and that's a lifetime work in one sense of it, they themselves can, by that softening and receptivity, become the storehouses of what
Yeah.
we are, so seeking all the time. Love, joy, light, and the like. All of that can be in the body itself, and that's exactly what we are doing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Deepa?
Um, I thought it'll be good to also speak a little bit about what happens in the retreat, Arun. Yeah.
Good, Deepa, yeah.
Um, because you spoke about how you can take it through Thursday to Sunday, which typically it goes on for what, 3 days, isn't it? And I was also wondering because I've experienced two of your retreats now. Um, it does take a lot of time because it's a retreat environment too. You or I have been away from family, and I'm very grateful that that family has given me that time to be able to experience that. First of all, this is not, it's I thought that it was not it sometimes is not easy, or it feels like a luxury even to be able to sit with your body and to be able to have that kind of an experience. And I am thinking back on both those retreats, right? The first retreat was even in that intense heat, right? You're able to sit with your body. To be able to notice that, oh, there are so many other sensations apart from just my skin feeling the heat of the body and feeling the sweat and all of that. So, um, there's so many other, I mean, your book has been quite fantastic that way to be able to list out what are the things that we can do with these sensations, and to build a good sadhana, and to have that as the what to say the skeleton of the retreat itself was quite wonderful to see, Arul. Um, to to be able to experience that and to be able to come and talk to you also about it at the end of these experiences, right? To have one practice to experience that and come to you with clarifications whether I'm doing it or not, and that itself is quite validating for me to take back to say, okay, this, I'm not screwing this up, I'm actually doing this quite all right, and this is something I can build on. Yeah, it is quite intensive, the 3 days. There is quite a lot of time to be with oneself and also be with you, connect with you, and also connect with the other participants of the retreat. No, to also not to say that we share our experiences or seek others' experiences to compare notes, but to even say that okay, all of us are on the same path of uh, seeking something else within. Yeah, we are all sitting there figuring out what are we doing with this body. So that was interesting also for me to see that I'm not just alone in this process. There are other people who are there to support, and that also is quite good enough. I don't have to do it all alone. I can even ask another person to come and help me do with this, because I thought whenever I've done it with you, Arul, my I don't know how to explain it again, but the practice itself is a lot more smooth. It's a little more easy. Um, it's a little faster. I arrive at my sensations and my body a little more deeper. It happens quicker. I mean, it happens quite organically, quite easily. So there is some amount of ease also during those sessions. It's brilliant to be able to have these in such a setting of very organic spaces also. Yeah, where there is nothing, no other distractions, just you and the environment. No gadgets, no screens. So it's wonderful to be able to do all of that and completely immerse myself in it. So it was wonderful to have spent that much time, and I think I'm going to constantly look forward to coming to those retreats too. And I thought also, even though there are some of these that are repeated plenty of time in all the retreats, the experience of it each time is very different, right? What I experienced it the first time is very different and from the second time, and every time I sit with the same thing with myself at the comfort of my home. Yeah.
Superb. Yeah, yeah. I think
Mm.
that's well described what we do in the retreats. It's very organic. So for
Mm.
me to prepare for a retreat, the moment I finish the retreat, I put the next date because I love the preparation. It helps me to go deeper. So you're preparing, for example, 2 months for the retreat, even though I know the practices. See, the practices are very living. When you're going inside the body, you can be lost in that sensational world, or you can avoid it, or you can slip through it and explore until you come the exactly what you described as a soft receptive substance. Yes, we that those are carefully crafted, and over doing several retreats, I got the knack that people should not compare their experiences. In the initial retreat, I was doing this mistake. I said, okay, process is over. Now all of you share. And I realized what's going on because sometimes it became knotted. So in these recent retreats, it's one-to-one. They share to me, except a few where I asked them to share in the open. I think now the methodology has come very well where because of the fact that we're doing together, each of us go very deep into it. And
Mm.
yes, and it will be different each time because it's a living practice that is unfolding.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
And I do have to appreciate you for bringing this, Arul. I don't think it's very explored. It's not explored at all. I don't see many people talking about this. And these are such simple practices, but I think it is a very good thing that you are doing. I'm really happy that you're bringing it. I'm also very grateful for the fact that I met you and our paths crossed, and I am experiencing somatic work very differently because of all of this. So I am I'm so happy that you're doing this, what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you,
Mm.
Deepa. I think this is good for a start for people to soak in. So thank
Yes,
you. Very
yes,
beautiful. Look
yes.
forward. I just,
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.